Am I the jerk for reporting to the hotel that my brother-in-law left his kid in the room alone all day? Background: I 31F have a 3-year-old daughter. With my husband 32M. My stepsister Abby 33F has a 2-year-old daughter, Lexi. With her husband Brad 34M. Brad has a daughter, Daisy 8, that he shares with his ex. My stepbrother James 22 has a boyfriend, Carlos 25. We are all, along with our parents, on holiday at a beach resort. 2 days ago, in the evening, Abby and Brad asked me if I would babysit Daisy the next day, so that they could get some much needed respite, and they wanted to go into town for the day. I said absolutely not. Daisy has behavior issues. You can't go more than an hour without her crying and screaming about something. She's extremely territorial. She doesn't seem to have any impulse control, and she never has a nice word to say about anything or anyone. Abby and Brad begged, saying they asked everyone else but they had plans. I said be that as it may. I had my own daughter to look after, and I was on my own holiday. I asked why they didn't get a babysitter from hotel staff, but Brad said leaving Daisy with a babysitter always results in them getting called home early, normally because Daisy has cried so much she's made herself ill. Eventually they let it go. The day after, I didn't hear from Abby, so presumed they'd found a solution. It was a quiet day, and at about 3 p.m. we returned to our suite. Shortly after we got there was a knock on the door. It was Daisy. She said she was bored and wanted to come in. I asked where her dad was, and it turned out Abby and Brad had gone into town and left Daisy in the room by herself with strict instructions not to go outside. I walked Daisy back to the room as I tried to get a hold of Abby and Brad, but the calls kept getting rejected. I left them several messages. I was so appalled. All I was really thinking was that they absolutely didn't deserve for me to clean up this mess for them. I took Daisy down to reception and told them that her parents had left her alone in the room, and I found her wandering the place unsupervised. I left her at reception as they said they would bring her down to the kids' club until they could locate Brad. We were all due to meet for dinner at 8:30, and when Brad and Abby arrived, they berated me for reporting them to the hotel. They said Daisy would have been perfectly safe if she just followed the rules, so they weren't at fault. They also said I should have just let her stay with me until they came back. I said they deserved what they got for doing something pretty harebrained and dangerous, and it wasn't up to me to help them avoid the consequences of their actions. I told Brad he was an irresponsible parent, and he should have stayed at the resort. Things are now very tense. Opinions are split within the family. Am I the jerk for what I did? Edit: I've seen a couple of people saying my family are nuts for thinking what Abby and Brad did was okay. No one thinks that. Parents think I was a jerk for reporting them instead of just keeping Daisy with me. They agree what Brad and Abby did wasn't right. Edit: 2 for everyone wondering where Lexi was. Abby and Brad took her out with them.